Morning you guys, it's Karen and I'm here to do empties, and I bet you are happy as I am to not see me in that blooming camo top. I did 3 videos for this channel the day I did that filming, and I did one for my Life as a Zebra channel. I don't know whether I did one for my doggy channel, and I know I did one for my Patreon channel. So I was filming a lot of the time. I had a day, I can't remember if I took painkillers or I just happened to have a migraine-free day, but I was like, right, I need to get loads of filming done. And then I couldn't edit it for weeks, so it's all you've seen when I've been able to edit one, so I apologise for that. I'm only doing 2 videos today, or 2 videos for this channel anyway. I have got an empties. I didn't realise how much has built up, so it is a massive empties, so I'll try not to go too in depth, but there are quite a few fails in here as well. There's quite a few products I've kind of ruled out, and hopefully I can remember why. I've still not worked out the perfect way of filming in here with my desk like this. We're just waiting to have the carpet done and then I'll get it back to how it was before. But some of you liked it when I had my little Watson showing on the screen. You know, my screensavers are pictures of him, and I think some of you found it distracted. Let me know which side you fall on, but anyway, for now I'll make sure it's not there so it's not too distracting. For these empties, because there's so many, I'm not going to list, I probably wouldn't do it for an empties anyway, I'm not going to list all the ingredients of everything as I have been doing with you know, reviews, and I normally link in the description a couple of the ones that I've said this is amazing, I would totally recommend it. So I'm just going to dig in and probably throw them on the floor, to be honest. I've used up this. This is the Tresemme Deep Cleanse and Replenish. No, not Deep Cleanse, I'm making up words. Cleanse and Replenish. Do you know, my hubby does that. It drives me bananas. He'll read something and I'll be like, what? And then I'll look at it and I'm like, it doesn't even say that. It's just like added words in. Anyway, do I sound a bit hyper? I feel like I'm a bit hyper. I think it's because I feel quite clear-headed, and this doesn't happen to me very often, and I haven't even taken any of my drugs yet, so I don't know whether this means it's going to be a sticker day, which only happens once or twice. Why am I rambling? See, that's just going to make them think I'm on some sort of amphetamine or something, and I'm not. Well, perhaps I should try that. Perhaps that would help my headaches. Okay, get back to it. Okay, the first thing that I have used up is this. This is the Tresemme Cleanse and Replenish Deep Cleansing Shampoo that you guys that have been with me for a while know I have loved this for years and years and years. I have had one, I think I had 2 or 3 at the start, but I have had 1 bottle left in the cupboard just there in case I cannot find anything cruelty-free that I've been looking for the last few years, and I didn't want to buy any more, you know. However, they are now cruelty-free. They have just become cruelty-free, so I'm still going to use the other ones that I found. I've found quite a few good shampoos, and I've actually learnt to love using one that isn't such a deep cleanser one, you know, that doesn't make your hair squeaky and that is more moisturising. So it's kind of ironic, you know, but I do still love it, and I have used this up, and I probably will repurchase that now. Because Tresemme were cruelty-free, I thought I'd go and have a look and see if there was anything else I wanted to try, and this is one of the things I saw. This is Day 2 Between Washes Nourishing Mist Shine Reviver. It reminded me of, I don't know whether they still do it, but I don't think that Schwarzkopf are cruelty-free, but I used to buy this dry oil mist and I just loved it. It was something, you know, when you get the sort of frizzy hair, I've been having frizzy hair nightmare lately just because of the humidity, and I think we all have. I put a picture on Instagram. My hair was kind of like this actually, but you could see, I'll try and put it in, you could see all these frizzes, and I was like, what is going on with my hair? And that mist used to work really well for it, so I thought I would try this, but I can't see this does anything at all. You know, it's all right. It doesn't do anything. I don't feel like I've sprayed anything on my hair. So it's a fail. I'm not going to use an aerosol unnecessarily unless it does something really good, and that doesn't do anything at all. I'll try and at least stick to hair, shall I? This is the Castor, Black Castor and Shea conditioning leave-in cream, leave-in conditioner, basically. Love the smell of this. You guys know that I love the conditioner of this, so this is a Superdrug own brand, and I love their conditioner, absolutely love it. So I saw that there was some kind of offer on, and I thought, let me try their leave-in conditioner, and I don't like this at all. When I put it in my hair as a leave-in, it doesn't do anything, and so I thought I would try and use it as a kind of pre-wash, you know, like I do that with a few conditioners. If they're no good as a conditioner, I'll or even oils or anything, I'll put it on as a pre-wash. So I plastered my hair in this, washed it and conditioned it, and didn't notice any difference. So this is a big fail for me. I said I was going to throw things on the floor, didn't I? But I just can't bring myself to do it. It's ridiculous as well, because this carpet is so dirty. We got cream carpets throughout this house because we didn't know that we were going to end up getting a dog, and we have had the carpets since having Watson, but we're having them replaced soon. We couldn't have it done in the whole of lockdown, obviously, because yeah, you can imagine they haven't stayed very cream. What is this? This is the Umberto Giannini Blow Dry in a Bottle High Lift Volume Blow Dry Spray. I really like volume products that are spraying. I feel like you can get them more evenly over your hair, and I actually prefer not getting stuff on my hands, to be honest, and that's a bit of a weird thing, but so I thought I would give this a try. It's nice, it smells nice, it doesn't weigh my hair down or anything, and it does give a little bit of volume, but it's not for me because my hair's too thick and heavy. I think if you've got fine hair though, I think this would be a really nice one. Because like I said, it did give it a little bit of sort of volume, but just not enough for me. Have I got too much blush on? I feel like I've got too much blush on, but it never looks as much in there. I also don't feel like I know where to put my blush. Do you know, I think sometimes they say it's supposed to be, see, I'm back on rambling again. Shh, stop rambling and just see what other hair products you've got in here. This next product is the Naughty First Aid Conditioning and Detangling Spray. I don't like the smell of this. It's coconut, but to me it's a fake coconut smell, and I hate that. I like the smell of coconut oil, or, you know, actual coconuts, but that synthetic coconut smell I don't like at all. So I didn't like it for that one. I suppose I wasn't smelling it, because I think I bought this in lockdown. But I have tried this a few times on my hair and it doesn't detangle at all. So again, I think this is one that might be good if you've got finer hair, or, you know, not as much hair. I've just got so much hair, it takes an awful lot to detangle it, and I've tried using this after washing, you know, as my detangler, and it doesn't work for me. I think this is going to be a bit of a moany one, you know, because I'm looking and there's a lot of hair care things in here that are fails. This is one of them. It's the Inky List Shea Oil Nourishing Hair Treatment. I actually ended up with 2 of these because one of them, the pump bit wasn't working. Anyway, I don't love this, and it's just one that if I use too much, it does help, like, make my hair a little bit softer, make it a little bit detangled, but it just then feels a bit greasy. So I think it's one that you need to be really careful how much you use. So I have used it a couple of times and it's just not for me. I want something that I can load into my hair that still doesn't weigh my hair down, and it's, you know, feels lovely and soft, easier to blow dry, etc, etc. This one just feels a little bit too greasy for me. So I will use this up. I'm going to put this aside, and I should probably have talked about it when I've used it up, but I will use this as a pre-wash treatment. So I'll just decide to put oil on my hair one night and just saturate it in this and then wash it out in the morning. Next is the Oniplex No. 8 Bond Intense Moisture Mask. I was really excited about this, to have, you know, a mask that you can use in the usual way from Olaplex. I love the No. 3 treatment, but, you know, it is an extra step because you put it on and then you have to shampoo it off and then put conditioner in and then rinse it. So to have a conditioner that I could use, I thought was amazing. I have tried everything with this, and they're not cheap, these things, you know, they're really expensive. So it really would have had to be impressive for me to keep buying it. That's how much I love the No. 3. It really does restore my hair, you know, it does make it feel stronger, so I don't mind paying the money for it. I don't buy it that often, I don't use it that often. But this one I would definitely not repurchase. It did nothing for my hair. It did not feel like it gave it any moisture, and it actually made it take longer to dry. You know, if a mask is very heavy on your hair and it doesn't feel like it rinses out properly, which is kind of like what it felt like with this, it just takes my hair forever to dry. And so this is an absolute no for me. And I did use this like about 4 times using varying amounts, you know, and it just doesn't work anyway for me. So that is a big fail for me. And still on Olaplex, I finally finished this. This is the Bond Maintenance Conditioner. So I guess conditioning mask, but this didn't do much for me either. I would say if you're going to choose one, then the Bond Maintenance Conditioner is better, but it just didn't do anything for my hair. This one didn't make my hair harder to blow dry. I just didn't notice anything from it, you know, it didn't make my hair feel healthier. It just didn't do anything, so that's not a repurchase for me either. But I would recommend, if you fancy trying either of these, try the Superdrug, they're called something Bondplex. I've done a video on them, and they have some good treatments. Or the Hair Boss mask, that's brilliant. I've still got more to moan about, more hair care to moan about. This is the Living Proof Repair Leave-In, strengthens and transforms. I absolutely love the smell of the Living Proof stuff. I think it's a very weird smell, but I think it's slightly kind of hospital smell, kind of medical, which is why I like it, because I've always liked that sort of scent. I loved it when I worked in the hospital. I would literally walk around going, oh, I love it. I know it's a bit weird, isn't it? But yeah, this is another one of those that I thought might have been really good. The first time I used it, my hair was amazing, but I had used several other products and I couldn't decide if it was this or not. So I ended up kind of trying this on its own, if you like. So using shampoo and conditioner that I knew what they did, and then using some of this. And it didn't do anything special. It didn't weigh my hair down. It wasn't awful. There's nothing awful about it. But it's another one of those. It says strengthens and transforms. Maybe it strengthens, I don't know, that's not something I noticed, but it didn't make my hair feel any stronger. It didn't make my hair feel any more detangled. And I suppose you'll get the gist. Detangling is what I'm looking for from my leave-in treatments, and this doesn't do it. So much as I love the smell and it's not offensive, I'm not going to continue using it. I'm really trying to slim down my hair products. The final hair care product I'm talking about is this. Quite a few of you guys had mentioned that I really need to try the Shampoo Bars, and I had seen that they were out. I had seen them in Lush, you know, for years and not fancied them, but they were on TV, they were kind of everywhere, and I was like, I need to at least give it a try, even though I don't fancy it. It doesn't appeal to me at all. And I think it was the advert that got me, because in the advert, it really looked foaming. And I know it doesn't have to foam to be a cleanser, but that's what I like. I like it to be foamy. So in the advert it was foamy. This is what it looks like after 2 uses. I've tried it twice. It smells a bit kind of dusty. I didn't love the smell. This is the ginger one for weak, dull hair. So it's a revitalizing one. Maybe I should try more than one before I make a decision, but it says to rub this on your hair and rub it in your hands to get a foam. It just took forever before I even had enough to kind of put just in the front bit of my hair. And then I was like, okay, now I need to try again. And I was rubbing it on my hair, rubbing it on my hair. To get a full head took me a long time. And I was like, oh, I can't be bothered with this. But when I eventually got it all in my hair, I rinsed it out and I thought it doesn't feel to me like I've used a shampoo. It just doesn't feel clean. And I always do 2 washes. And the second wash, normally you only need a tiny bit of shampoo, because for some reason it foams up a lot better the second lot. So I thought, let me try, you know, my second go and see what happens. But it was exactly the same. And my hair was fine, you know, after washing it and blow drying it and all the rest of it. It didn't feel weighed down. It didn't feel like it was still dirty or anything like that. It just wasn't a nice product to use for me. I just didn't enjoy it. I feel, you can see I'm almost giving excuses, because I feel a bit guilty, because I know there's some of you that absolutely love these, but let me know if you think it's maybe just this one that I chose. But the other ones, I was looking at them going, no, that's not me, you know. So I don't know, maybe I just chose the wrong one, and I'll give another one a go if you've got one to recommend. There's more hair care to moan about, I'm afraid. The first one is this. This is the Whey hair oil. You may remember I showed you this in a haul, and or maybe in one of those combos that I was using. This smells of jasmine, and that is my main issue with it. I cannot stand the smell of jasmine, but I thought I would use this. And I had something else from Whey that smelled of jasmine as well, and see if I could get used to it, because sometimes you can not like a smell, but you know, eventually you're like, oh no, it's okay, and then you can be, oh, actually I quite like it, because you know how I said I like the smell of the Living Proof. I don't think I liked it at first. I thought it was too odd at first. Anyway, I did that and I didn't like the smell. So what I ended up doing was using this, like I've talked about with other products, as a wash treatment or a kind of night treatment. I just put it, or what was left in here, I just put on the ends of my hair before I went to bed, knowing I was washing my hair the following day. So this is not a repurchase for me. Apart from the smell, it's okay. It isn't a huge detangler. It isn't, I think with oils, you have to be really careful how much you use, otherwise it can make your hair greasy. And I think I need too much detangling for an oil to ever do much for me. I prefer a serum, so that is not a repurchase. And talking of oils, I've hardly used any of this. It looks like I haven't used it at all. This is the Olaplex No. 7 bonding oil. I don't know if this does any good for your hair, but my issue with this is you're supposed to use just a couple of drops. a couple of drops will not do anything for my hair, and so I have tried using more than a couple. I know it doesn't look it, but I honestly have, because it's up to there and it was really, really full. So that's like probably way more than you should use. And you can see, like, even with that, you know, I can put that through my hair and it won't really do much. You won't really see or feel anything. And I think that that's kind of got me to that conclusion of oils are generally not for me. But like I said, I don't know whether it's repairing the bonds or whether it's actually doing something. It may well be. There is one oil that works for me, and it's the Moroccan Oil. You know, I do use that one, and I use a fair amount, and it doesn't make my hair feel greasy, and it just makes my hair super soft. But there's no other oil that's done that for me. So I think I'll maybe give it one more try and use a ton of it. You know, it's not going to be a repurchase for me, but I will use it up somehow. Okay, hopefully that is all the hair care that I have to moan about. Let me show you some things I don't have to moan about. So some skincare. I have got the Weekend Glow Brightening Solution by Versed. I used this up. I like this, okay. It's not something I will rush out and repurchase, because I prefer to use my acids in, or usually I prefer to use it in the lactic acid from The Ordinary. That's my favourite way to use something that is an exfoliating type acid. There are a couple of other things I love. There's a Drunk Elephant glycolic acid that I'm really enjoying, but I've just got a tiny little sample. It's way too expensive at full size. But I'm also have been trying the Geek Gorgeous, I think it's called Smooth Out liquid, and I really like that one. But I did enjoy this, but it's not amazing enough for me to rush out and repurchase. This is the Garnier Micellar Oil Infused Cleansing Water, delicate skin and eyes, removes even waterproof makeup. I don't use it to remove waterproof or even my eye makeup. I use it, well, I do, but just kind of as a first pass. I normally need something a little bit more to get everything else off. But I really enjoyed this, and I immediately went out and bought another bottle. This is, I think, going to be a staple for me. Hopefully they don't change it. And I've got another one here to show you that I'll talk about in a minute that isn't as good, but I really liked this particular one. It has got fragrance, but this is one that I'm not leaving it on my skin. I'm taking my first lot of makeup off with this, and then I'll go over with a micellar water. So I'm not too worried about that, but I really enjoyed it. And you guys know I like a sort of oil and water combination, and most of the ones I like are fairly expensive. In fact, one of them's in here, and you know I like the Inky List oil and water one. I like the Glossier Milky Oil, I think it's called, and this is nice and inexpensive in drugstore. So I've already purchased another one and will continue to do so. So like I said, I got the another Garnier one. This is the Micellar Hyaluronic Aloe Water. This just felt a bit weird on my skin. Yeah, it's quite fragranced as well, and so this, I was not a fan of this. I prefer my normal micellar waters, so the Superdrug one, actually I've got one here, I'll show you, the Superdrug Be Pure one. I prefer that. I've just finished using that, and I've got a couple of more of those to this. What's the other ones I like? Oh, the Amazon ones, the Belly ones. Oh, this is the Superdrug Be Pure. It's funny, Superdrug are such a hit and miss. I do keep thinking I should do like a Superdrug favourites and fails maybe. I need to keep some of this stuff aside to remember, because there are some really good products in Superdrug and some not so great. But I fancied this one. It's the Be Pure Micellar Oil. And I thought I'll try this using it with water. And you guys know I don't very often use water to remove, you know, on my face, to cleanse my face. But I can also try some of these oils on a cotton pad and just wipe over and remove my eye makeup. I tried this in both ways, and it stings the hell out of my eyes. And so I'm not going to use this up. I wouldn't use it up just to remove my face makeup. It's just, to me, not worth the effort. So whatever is in that stings my eyes way too much. I used up this Naturally Radiant Glow Calming Overnight Mask. Another Superdrug. I really enjoyed this actually. I bet you there's a little bit in here, yeah. But I think it was too fragranced. Yeah, it smells amazing. This is really lovely. A really lovely smell, but it was just way too fragranced for me to want to repurchase. But other than that, I did really enjoy that. It was really lovely. I have got two self-tans to talk about while we're on skincare by Bondi Sands Pure. So I think they're pure because there's no fragrance and probably no alcohol in. One is a sleep mask and one is self-tanning drops that you add into things. sleep mask, I don't use things at night. I used to always put myself tan on at night instead of a night cream, but nowadays I put it on during the day, because if I put it on at night, it makes these lines really, really obvious that, you know, you can see white where I guess I'm like that. But I tried these two out, and you know what, the colour's really nice of these. I'm not into tanning drops. I've found out that if I mix it in with something, I wouldn't mix it in with my SPF because I don't want to dilute my SPF. So I just mix it in with a normal moisturising cream, and I don't feel that it goes on even. I feel maybe it's not me mixing it well enough, but I just don't feel it goes on even. But I have tried these drops on their own as well. And this one I really like, but both of them come out a lovely colour, but they instantly come off, like within a day or two. And that's what I found with St. Moritz. You know how there's that cheaper version of, supposed to be like Saint Tropez. It came out a lovely colour, but it came off so easily, and it was the same with this. So I put this on my face, developed lovely, but when I'm using my, you know, reusable cotton pads on my micellar water, I'm like going over and over and going, what is going on? It just looks like I've got makeup on. And even on a day where I had no makeup on, it's just all coming off, and then you can see it's all patchy. So they are a fail for me, unfortunately. This is the Liquid Hydration by Geek Gorgeous. I have finished using this. I'm so clumsy. I really enjoyed this, and I would definitely purchase this again. I've done about 4 orders, I think, with them now. I've got their retinol, even though I'm not gonna, I've used one up. Is it in here? Yeah, here we go. Geek Gorgeous retinol, the A game. So I've used it up, and I had bought another one to use straight afterwards, but I forgot I still haven't used my Versed retinol and Bakuchio. So I'm going to use that first just to see what I think of it, which I don't think I'll be like, yes, this is it, holy grail. I think I'll want to go back to using this. But I think I might also repurchase their vitamin C. I'm not sure, but I am quite enjoying that at the moment. And if I put another order in, I would order another bottle of this. It's just really, really soothing. And there's not many things you get that are like a toner that are really soothing. A lot of the toner ones are either like a micellar water that's cleansing, or they're like an exfoliating acid, but this is just lovely, and it's watery enough that you can use it on a cotton pad. It's not one of those you have to, you know, like a gel one. Some of the essences are like you have to put it in your hands and put it over your face, and I don't know, I really enjoyed that, and I have already repurchased that one. I've actually put myself notes on these, which is good. I should start doing that with all of them actually. But this is another self-tan. This is the Tan Boosting Facial Serum by Superdrug. Soleil is the Superdrug own range. And you can see I gave this a fair shot. I used this quite a few times. The same as with those Bondi Sands Pure ones. It just came off very easily on me. And I haven't been using anything, you know, I don't use retinol on my neck. I don't use exfoliating acids on my neck. I did do once or twice, but it wasn't about that time I was using this. And this is lovely, really lovely. And I thought this might be a great dupe for my Saint Tropez gel that I love, you know, my Saint Tropez serum, but it's just not, it just doesn't stay on me. It just comes off very, very quickly, which means that it comes off patchy. God, is there anything in here that I'm actually going to recommend to you guys? Okay, this is the Bakuchio Booster Oil by Handmade Heroes. I did really enjoy this. I prefer not to have oils specifically in my routine because I feel like my hair ends up greasy, my skin just feels too greasy. But if I had to, this is one I would be happy to use. It's not something that's easily available in the UK, and it is very expensive. So I'm not rushing out to repurchase this, but it was a high percentage of Bakuchio, allegedly, you know. So I did enjoy that. Oh, another Geek Gorgeous. This is the Bee Bomb. Yeah, do you remember I said in my last little skincare thing that I was nearly finished with this? I did really enjoy this. This is... It's one of those that's nice to have in my routine, but I don't think I'll miss it being in my routine. I never feel like I miss having niacinamide in my routine. So I'm just going to leave this off for a while and see, and not have any niacin and see what happens to my skin. But I have to say this is definitely one I would think of first if I wanted to put one back into my routine. Even over and above the Ordinary powder that you guys know I love, because I think that with that I think it did end up irritating my skin a bit, so I've kind of changed my opinion slightly on that. But yeah, I did really enjoy this one. Didn't pill up on my skin or anything like that, you know. I finished my NIOD Eye Contour Concentrate. I love this. I absolutely love this. But I think I might have been given this. I can't remember if I bought this. Most of my Deciem stuff I buy myself. Whether it's ordinary, NIOD, whatever, most of it I buy myself. But I went to an event with them when they opened the store in Edinburgh. I was invited to the opening and I got a great big goodie bag, and one of the girls there gave me some extra NIOD stuff as well. And so I can't remember if I got it in that or whether I actually bought it, but I do really enjoy it. But it's one of those that I really enjoy using. It feels super moisturising. I never notice that my eyes are dry when I'm using this. But I don't notice anything else, you know. I never noticed that my lines show any less, or I just don't notice it being dry, which is probably a good thing. I don't know if you know what I mean. It kind of reminds me of my dad, actually, because I used to say to him, see if I was in pain with something, and he'd give me painkillers like when I was young, you know, and I'd say, when is it going to work? When will it be gone? And he's like, when you don't notice it anymore, that's when it's gone. I always used to sort of be puzzled and be like, eh? but I know what he means, you know. It's like if you've got a headache, it will be gone when you don't notice it, and it's only later on you might be like, oh, I don't have a headache anymore. Well, not for me, that's a bad example, but you know what I mean. If you've got some kind of pain, you sometimes don't notice that it's gone. It's just later on you're like, oh, that wasn't hurting me today, that was good, you know. And I think it's kind of like that with this. I don't really notice anything out of the ordinary, but I think that's a good thing. Whenever I'm using this, I don't go, God, that's that really dry skin under my eyes, or my concealer's not sitting very well, or anything like that. So this is definitely something I would repurchase. Oh my God, this video is going to be so long. Well, I've not got much makeup. Oh, talking about NIOD, I've got the low viscosity cleaning Ester. This lasts me a long time because it's so expensive and it's something that I just adore, and so I kind of use it on special occasions. Like I'll put this, I've got a little miniature bottle as well, and I take it on holiday with me because it's just, you just literally swipe across your face and your makeup comes off. It's just brilliant. I absolutely love it. I finished up the F-Balm, the Drunk Elephant F-Balm. This is a weird one. It's the F-Balm Electrolyte Water Facial Hydrating Mask. And I think I said to you guys, oh, why is there more coming out of it? I literally used every drop of this. I promise you. I was pressing this button and nothing was coming out yet. There we go. There was just obviously a random bit in there. I was looking forward to not using this because it feels okay when you use it. You know, it doesn't feel anything special. And I didn't notice that my skin, when using this, like at the time of using it, I wasn't like, oh, now my skin feels lovely and smooth. But in between doing my skincare, for example, when I wake up in the morning, I have been noticing that my skin feels super soft. I've literally been waking up and going, wow, my skin feels really like kind of bouncy and soft. And I was like, okay, so what am I using that's making it feel like that? And the three kind of possibles were this, the Pycnogenol from The Ordinary, because I had started using that as well, and the Vitamin C by Geek Gorgeous. So I've now stopped using this. I stopped using the Pycnogenol immediately, and that was about a week ago, and I've been using this for about a week. And I stopped using the Vitamin C to see, like, well, was it that, you know? And I have to say my skin has still felt really nice. So now I've stopped using this. It'll be interesting to see if that's just... It could just be feeling nice because of the cumulative effect of all of those products, but it'd be interesting to see what I use going forward and how my skin feels, but it has felt really nice. I still wouldn't repurchase this, even if this is the cause. There's no way I'm paying that amount of money for something like that. I used up my BYBI, is that what it's called? BYBI Day Defense SPF 30 moisturiser. I would definitely buy this again. I don't use an SPF 30 kind of in the summer months, so it's not something I'm going to rush out to buy, and I've got a lot of SPFs to use, but it is a really nice one. Oh God, what a fright. That's thrown me now. I can't remember where I was, so let me just move on. I have got the Revolution Hydro Bank, and this is a hydrating essence serum, and it's terrible. It smells lovely, but this, of course it's going to work today when I'm trying to bloody demonstrate it, but normally I try to use that dropper and it's not very good. Oh, it smells amazing. It's just like a sort of aqua smell. It's exactly as it looks like it's going to smell. You know what I mean? If you like that sort of aqua smell. But it is very, very fragranced. And although it feels nice on my skin, I feel like my skin was irritated by it. Do you remember I said I had 2 little lumps that come up? I think it was from this. And my skin didn't feel like I put any kind of serum on it. It actually made it feel tight. So I'm kind of in a huff with Revolution Skincare because they keep on putting so much fragrance. There's so many products of theirs that I would use if there wasn't fragrance in, because they have some really good, you know, actives and some really good levels of actives in products, but they also then go and put fragrance in them. And I also think they've got too much skincare. I mean, too much, way too much. Like, they need to simplify. Who do I think I am? I don't know about the marketing and what they should create, but that's just my personal opinion, is they've got too much. But this one is definitely not a repurchase, and I'm not even going to use it up because it just irritated my skin. Okay, one more skincare item, and it is the Ceramide Night Treatment by the Inky list. This one, do you remember I bought this and was like, oh, that's really interesting. I bought it in Boots, and when I got it home and I pumped it out, I was like, oh, it's the serum, because it says on it, Ceramide Night Treatment helps hydrate dry skin. So to me, I thought it was like a night cream, but it's actually a serum. And I remember as soon as I saw that it was a serum, I was like, do you know what? I've bought this before. I've bought this before and reviewed it before and said exactly the same thing as I feel now, which is, it's nice to use on your face, but I didn't feel like it added anything at all to my routine. It isn't enough to use instead of a night cream. It did not hydrate my dry skin. It didn't, even if I used it underneath the night cream, it was just an extra step that didn't seem to add anything in, so it's not a repurchase for me. Okay, I've got a few makeup items. Let's see if I can remember what I don't like about them. Oh yeah, this one is NYX. This is the Epic Ink Liner. And I'm so annoyed at this. I bought this one. This is a pink limited edition, I think. It's just a felt tip. Oh, I can't get the top off now because my hands are all greasy. You can actually see what's going on there. It's just leaking everywhere. Can you see there? It's all come out on the tip, and I'd used it like 3 times. But I bought this limited edition one thinking that maybe it would be better than the non-limited edition one. And I like them as a product, but when I put them on, it sort of spills too much liquid out and you end up with a complete mess on your eyes. So that's now 2 of them I've tried, one limited edition and one not, and they're not very good. So it's the Epic Ink Liner. You guys know my holy grail liquid eyeliner is by NYX. It is their, I hope they never stop doing it, because I don't know anybody else that does a liquid eyeliner like that with a brush. I would have to start a hunt if they stop doing it, and I love it. I need to buy another one actually. But unfortunately that was a fail. Next is this is called Girl Glide Gloss Liquid Eyeliner by, is this by Misguided? I'm pretty sure this is by Misguided, and it's a liquid, it's another felt tip liner, and there just wasn't any payoff from it at all. You know, like I went over and I was like, it looks like I've put a faded grey line on. Actually doing it on my hand, it's really great, but on my eyes it wasn't, so maybe I should try that again. Try it again. Then I've got the Revolution XX. This is their Superfine liner. Is this the one that I've used up? No, it's not. Do you know what? You can see this is dry. I've got 2 of these in here, in fact. One that I've used up, one that I haven't. So the one I've used up is in, I think it's called Soft Auburn, and there's not a single bit left. I used it right up and I would absolutely buy that again. Really enjoyed it. But then I bought another one. Now it's not going to tell me on here what colour it is, but the funny thing was, it was not a great colour, something like taupe I think it might have been. It wasn't a great colour, but also it's a lot drier than the Auburn one, and I can actually see it in the pencil. Don't know whether you'll be able to see it, but can you see there? You can see the tip, and then below it, it looks kind of chalky. It was just dried out, so I think this one has just had been on the shelf for too long. See, even there it's hard to get any colour out. That's me pressing really hard. And it just felt like I was dragging it on my eyebrows, you know, so hopefully that doesn't happen when I'm going to put on my list to repurchase the Soft Auburn one from the Revolution XX. Okay, I need to tell you about this. This is the Light Illusion by Flower Beauty. Got the top on the wrong way. Flower. I know that a lot of you love this, and it's so funny how different we all see things, because I don't see any glow or luminosity from this whatsoever, but I know a lot of you do. But on me, I put it on and I'm like, I don't see that. But I was saying to you that I think I liked it, that it went on fine, it seemed to look okay, but that I just wasn't sure about it. I do know now, I've used it quite a few times. I used it for a week solid just to kind of test out how I felt about it, and I felt like it was too cakey. I felt like when I really looked at it, I was like, it's too cakey. It actually kind of feels cakey going on, and I think, why didn't I think that before, is because it's now been really, really humid and warm in Scotland, which is unusual, but it's given me a chance to test different foundations. And I've got other ones that I wear. Like the one today I've got on is the Kat Von D Good Apple one, and I've worn the Garnier BB cream and other ones, but when I've used this, I was like, oh no, it just doesn't feel nice on my skin at all. So maybe it would be okay in the winter, but just certainly the few times I put it on when it was hot that week, it just didn't feel nice to me at all, and I feel like it looked a little bit cakey. So this is not for me, but I know that some of you love it, so you know, don't discount it. If you like a kind of luminous full cover finish, it might well be for you. That's actually everything. That is all my empties. There's a lot there though, isn't there? A lot to work through. So let me tell you what I am wearing makeup wise. Told you what foundation I've got on. My blush it's one that you can't get, I'm afraid, but it's Urban Decay 8-hour blush in Rapture. I'll see if I can find it anywhere, but I do really love it. On my eyes is a Pat McGrath shadow from the Mothership palette, I think it's called. On my lips is a mix actually. I had on this Stila liquid lipstick in Perla, and then on top of it I put some of this number 7 one in. That's just a number. That's why I was going to put my contacts on today. Inspire. In Inspire. It's really pretty, but I think it's actually mixed into the other one. See how when you first put it on, it's really quite bright. Like I said, I think it's actually sunk in and mixed with the Stila one. That's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.